More breaking news right now to get to in the port of Long Beach, where more than 50 containers fell off of a cargo ship into the water.
And you saw it right here first on ABC 7. No one was reported injured, but the mishap has forced the temporary suspension of cargo operations. This is a live view from Air 7. Crews are working to remove the containers from the water. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth is live at the port with the breaking developments right now. Leo.
Yeah, my friend, and those crews are working at a feverish pace. Over my shoulder here is the cargo ship. That's where the issue is happening. And one of the things that they wanted to do was stabilize the ship, because within the last 30 minutes to an hour, more of those cargo containers have been falling off that ship on the port side because the tide is rising. And of course, there's a bunch of those cargo containers in the ocean, and those work crews in the ocean trying to retrieve those cargo containers. Here's more on the story.
Oh, what's going on the stacks?
Eyewitness News obtaining this video showing cargo containers falling off this cargo ship like dominoes this morning just before 9. The rumbling sound of the falling containers setting off alarm bells for the ship's crew and work crews on the ground at the port of Long Beach. Nearly 24 of the containers plunging into the ocean at Pier G. Others toppling over dockside at the berth. More than 50 containers either smacking into the ground port side or splashing into the ocean. The radio chatter sounding off during the mayhem.
Container that fell off the vessel into a refueling barge.
It appears some of the overturned containers were filled with merchandise like sandals, which we saw floating in the ocean.
Looks like we've got about 15 or more containers in the water. We're going to head back and get a secondary boat to see if we can push some of these around.
Port police arriving, spraying the area to keep the containers in the water from floating away. Port officials either don't know yet or are not saying what caused the mishap. Richard Folks is an iron worker at the port who's been on the job for several years. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, we had a gentleman who works out here tell us, he said, like, man, I've seen maybe 2 or 3 containers topple over, but dozens of containers toppling over into the ocean. He said that's something different.
Yeah, I believe it. I would say 1 or 2 would be an accident, you know, just getting a little too fast with the crane, but something like this is probably a major error somewhere.
Our Eyewitness News camera recording more cargo containers sliding off the ship, smacking into the ground at the port. This happening several hours after the first containers became dislodged, sliding off the ship. Port officials mobilizing to undergo a head count for the ship's crew, ensuring they were all accounted for and safe. Was this a major debacle?
Yeah, absolutely. It probably maybe a couple weeks or a month just to get everything sorted out, I would guess. It's just a matter of time and money. But as far as the cleanup, it's going to take people out there hooking up each one of those boxes individually to get them off. And so it will be a dangerous job.
And again, one of the biggest things that work crews out here wanted to do was stabilize that cargo ship, preventing those containers from toppling over. And we have not heard any of those containers coming off that ship in the last 30 minutes or so. And the silver lining here, despite this mess, is that the crew, every one of them apparently, has been accounted for and they are safe. Live at the port of Long Beach, Leo Stallworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Just incredible video, and you answered my question. I was wondering if in the last 30 minutes we had seen more of them coming down, but certainly there is that risk. Leo, thank you. We continue our team coverage with Chris Christie. He's live at Air 7 with that view from above. Chris.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. Really fortunate that nobody was hurt here this morning, but what a fiasco here at the port. You can see cargo containers all over the place here, still dangling off the side of that Mississippi Madeira, a Portuguese registered cargo ship. You can see containers all around the ship. This happens all the time at sea, but very rarely does it happen in port. I just spoke with a worker here at the port just moments ago. He tells me he has worked at this port for 35 years, has never seen anything like this, but he did say that investigators are eyeing the possibility that there was a balancing issue with the ballast inside of that ship. The ship was listing at the time that those cargo containers started to spill over, and may very well be what caused this accident. Obviously, a major investigation underway here at the Port of Long Beach. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It is amazing when you see that view. You're reminded how many they stack up there. It's just such a risk to have this happen. Chris, Thank you. Keep us posted.